Kia ora, New Zealand. My name is Kashish, and you are watching Apna Television 36. It's not always easy to speak a language which is not your mother tongue, and especially when you are in a different country, sometimes you find it very hard to speak, understand, and communicate with this particular language. Similarly, English is one of the language which is spoken worldwide, but still there are millions of people who find it very difficult and who go through with this language barrier. But today we have something for you. English Language Partners New Zealand is helping people by giving them English classes. And we have a guest, James McCulloch, who is the CEO of English Language Partners New Zealand. Hello, James. Welcome to Apna Television.
Oh, thank you. Kia ora. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you too. So, could you please tell us a bit about the English language program and what does it do exactly?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it started actually way back in the 1970s. So there was a bunch of volunteers that were helping people in their homes, so new migrants into New Zealand. And often what was happening was that dad was going out to work and the kids were going to school and their English was really accelerating. But mum was typically, left at home and feeling quite isolated. And so not picking up the language, not making friends, and, not really settling and thriving in New Zealand. So we had a whole team of volunteers right through the 1970s who were going into people's homes and helping them with settlement and language. And I suppose, fast forward to right now, we have 22 centres all around New Zealand, 350 staff, about 2,000 volunteers, and helping about 6,000 or 7,000 former refugees and migrants every single year, not just with English, but with all sorts of different programs to help people settle and really thrive in New Zealand.
So this English language program, it's extensively diversifying in all over the New Zealand. You mentioned that there are 22 centres nationwide, and there are, I guess, 3 centres in Auckland. So could you please tell us a bit about the 3 centres? Since we are sitting in Auckland.
Absolutely.
So, I would like to know about these centres.
Well, we're sitting right in the heart of Auckland. And, it's about 31% of all of our work happens up here. So we help about 2,500 learners a year in Auckland. And we have 3 centres up on the North Shore, Central West in New Lynn, and down in Auckland South as well. So 3, as you'd appreciate, very different communities with all sorts of different challenges and opportunities. And like all of our centres, they're incredibly community focused. So, we tailor the learning and the programs and the support that we give for what the community needs. And, I really would pay tribute to the centre teams and the teachers who tailor that teaching and that learning to exactly what the challenges that our learners have. So, pretty busy in Auckland at the moment, lots going on. And, I guess one of our challenges at the moment is there is not many people coming into the country as we sit here in the middle of 2021.
Of border restrictions.
But, what we've found is that there are tens of thousands of people who've been here for years who would really benefit from our support, particularly when we remind them that as a New Zealand resident or citizen, it's absolutely free as well to come into our centres and get our support.
Okay. I understand that just a few months ago you have been appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of English Language Partners New Zealand. So during these months, what are the gaps and what are the opportunities that you have seen?
Wow, great question. I could talk about this all day. I'll keep it quite short. So you're right. I've been here 7 months as CEO, and one of the first things that I wanted to do was go all around the country. I mentioned 22 centres, right from in the north down to Invercargill, meet our team, meet our volunteers, and meet hundreds of our learners. What I found was amazing enthusiasm and energy, such cool things happening throughout the classes. Also, of course, last year, like lots of learning providers, we had to go online through lockdown. And we've actually kept some of that going as well, because what we found is a lot of our learners really appreciate being able to do those things in the evening, or if they're not living near to a centre. So I think we've got some amazing opportunities with continuing that. The other thing we'd like to do is to help more work visa holders. So not just people who've been in New Zealand for a long time, but people who are on that journey to being a resident. And the other thing, and this was an idea that came up in lots of classes, is, of course, everyone's carrying around with them a phone. So we're helping people in class, we're helping people online, but wouldn't it be great to give those materials so that when you're in the community, trying those things for the first time, making the doctor's appointment, going to the parent-teacher meeting, you can have the app that helps you remind you of the English and the things that you need to do in those situations.
And I guess also people can take the group classes also.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's been amazing situations where we've connected learners who live in one location with learners that live at the other end of the country. And so there's all sorts of different things happening at the moment. So it's a busy time, it's an exciting time, and I think we've got a very clear plan, which is let's help more people, which is a nice plan to have.
So, like we are talking about the opportunities. So, according to you, how do you recognize these opportunities?
Well, I think that one of the biggest challenges as a leader is to prioritize, because I want to do everything. And, money is limited, of course, as a charity, and time is limited as well. So one of the things that we have to do to sort of recognize and prioritize is what will give the biggest impact for our learners, for our communities right throughout New Zealand. And how can we make sure that our learners are keeping on giving us those ideas as well. And of course, recognizing that we can't do everything at once, even though I'd like to.
So you are the CEO of such a huge organizations. They have, you have 22 centers nationwide. So this position, it's very big. So I would like to know about your vision for next 1 year.
Oh, right, okay. I think the vision is quite simple, which is let's help more people. So let's keep reaching out really deep into communities. Let's keep contacting people that have lived here quite a long time that maybe had our support a few years ago and have found employment but would like to progress. People who maybe haven't had our support so far. So I think a lot more work through social media, all sorts of different channels, things like this, coming on this program and talking about what we do.
Talking to our Apna audience.
Absolutely. So more of this. And also, looking more at digital learning as well, because I think nothing replaces the face-to-face experience. People love being in class and in our centres and making friends, but we all learn in different ways. So I think over the next year, expect to see more things being available online as well.
Okay. So last but not the least,
can
you please give us an overview about this English Language Partners New Zealand?
Okay, and in terms of the programs that we offer and things. So I guess it's so diverse. And what I often say about it is English is the happy byproduct of what we do. So we do programs on gardening, on Kiwi Speak, on phone speak, on road code. We have a program called Work Talk, which is about, once you've found a job, what do people talk about in New Zealand at work? They talk about rugby and they talk about barbecues and they talk about different things. So all sorts of things that will help you not just settle, but really thrive and enjoy being a new Kiwi. So you name it, we've got a program for it. And the common thread is that it helps you with English.
Thank you very much, Mr. James, for joining us on Apna Television and telling our audience that they can improve their English skills if they get enrolled with English Partners New Zealand.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Kia ora.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much and have a good one.